Anthony Hartwig here with a Girard Volleyball Coaches Corner with Phil Walters. We finally were able to nail Coach down for a Coaches Corner. This is your Coaches Corner debut here for Girard, Coach. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hey, no problem, Anthony. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, let's start this with kind of a recap, a review, a reflection of last year. We don't get the postseason press conference with these coaches like the pros do. So, what are some of your reflections on last year and some of the things that you learned from last year, and you know that this program is taking in from the way last year went?
I think last year was a culmination of the three previous seasons. We had a group of kids that came on, were stellar athletes, and continued to grow. And, we would have liked to have went deeper in playoffs. I guess everybody has. There's only one team that's happy at the end of the season, I guess. We definitely had a nice couple of few years. And now, as I look to this season, it's going to be a rebuilding year.
When you look at rebuilding year, I think a lot of teams would love to have the roster you have in a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
Because you do lose important pieces to your team, but you also return a lot of important pieces. When you think of the roster, the way it's shaping up this year, and some of the things that you think are going to be strength of the team, who are some players that you really are going to be leaning on this season to be successful?
First and foremost is Bree Latelo. I told her at the beginning, this is going to be her team, her season, her year. We've leaned on her in the past. I think she's up for this challenge. Nico Cochran also. She'll be moving from right side to outside hitter, trying to fill those big shoes of Lauren Pallone, who just graduated. And, of course, Bailey Walters is going to be moving from the libero position to my setting position to fill a huge void left by Ali Durkin graduating.
Now, when you talk about Bree Latelo is a name that we've known for a long time at Girard, definitely not the first season that we're going to see her succeed, but has always been part of that 1-2 combo with her and Lauren Pallone. Now it's going to be, every scouting report is going to be really focused on Bree Latelo, and there's not going to be, anyone that's saying like we have to focus on two. How is she going to handle being that number one person on another team scouting report?
I think time will tell, but Bree has one of the records, as long as I've been coaching, as long as we've had stats at Girard, that not one kid has ever attained. We had a game against Poland, and she had 57 attempts and didn't have a single error. Bree, I have all the faith in the world in Bree. I think she's going to do an outstanding job this year, and she's going to have some support. We got some younger kids coming up who have, had to be in the shadows of Lauren and Bree. And, the improvement has been a lot from what I've seen. And I think they're going to absolutely help, our offense and our defense this year.
I've talked to a lot of coaches around the area because they all want to know what Girard's going to look like. They're asking me like I would know more than the coach. But one of the questions I got asked a lot that I just got the answer to is, what are they going to do with Bailey Walters? She was such a good libero, such a good defensive presence for you. But obviously 2 years ago, she was part of the setting rotation too and proved that she's a really good setter. What kind of went into that decision of, we need her defense in the back row, but we need her to be a consistent setter as well?
First and foremost, in any offense, you need a setter, and she is by far our best hands on our team, and I think she's going to, excel in that position. She's obviously 2 years older than the last time she set, but I'm excited to see her. She's not, let's say, a huge fan of setting. She'd rather play in the libero position, but she understands that she's got to be utilized in the area, it's going to best suit the team.
We talked about Nico Cochran, and she's going to be, one of the hitters that you lean on to fill that void of Lauren Pallone. Who are some other attackers that we should expect to hear from this year at Girard?
We have a couple of new middles since we graduated. Yeah, we graduated like 6 seniors last year, but we have Alexis Peaton, who's been doing an outstanding job. I'm excited to see how she performs. I mean, this is the beauty of high school sports is, every year you got a new roster, and, it's just exciting to see how these guys play. Also, we have another middle. This Young's been doing a great job of blocking. We still got to work on her offense. And, you know, again, the time will tell how everyone plays, but I'm just excited to see how, this all pans out. Every year I'm like that. I enjoy the challenge.
Let's talk about this schedule. We'll start with the league, the NE8, which is now the NE7. You could
Yeah.
say with Jefferson leaving the conference. Always been getting better every year. Every year there seems to be growth in all these programs that are trying to raise the bar to get to where you and Lakeview have set it the last couple of years. Obviously, Lakeview is going to be the team that everyone expects to be, contending at the top with you guys. But we'll talk about this NE8 conference, what teams you're kind of really looking at and how you expect it to shake out this year.
Obviously, at the top of that list is Lakeview, always Lakeview. Heather runs a great program there. The kids are going to be ready. I'm looking forward to see them play. South Range, TJ always gives us a problem every year. He's got a nice program there. Aaliyah Diamond over at Poland. That they continue to get better every year. I think, the stability of having one coach. I know they've had a lot of coaches over the past 10, 15 years, but I think Aaliyah's going to hit her mark because, she's bringing this program together and she's been there long enough now that, the kids are going to start performing for her. But the one thing you don't know is it's that X factor. Just like I said about the young kids I have coming up, you never know who's going to show. It's fun going through the season. It's always been a challenge to play in this conference. There's never a down week.
In one of these years where a lot of teams lost a lot of seniors. I mean, you're not the only team in the boat that lost a lot of the pieces to your offense. What's it like playing these conference teams for the first time? Like you said, not really knowing who they're going to bring out on the court and not having a solid scouting report like you may have had last year.
You don't know, and that's just it. I'm okay with that because I think of volleyball as a sport. If you control what you're doing on your side, adjustments can be made later. You have to wait and see what they have. And, real-time adjustments are just a part of the game. And they always will be. But I'm up for the challenge. I'm looking forward to it. This is probably one of the few years where I really don't know how our conference is going to pan out because of what you just said, because of all the graduating seniors.
All right, let's talk about your non-conference schedule. Who are some teams that you're really excited to play against, that you're really excited to really test your team with that pop up in the non-conference schedule this year?
Oh, Akron-Hoban is at the top of that list. We won a 5-game thriller with them last year, and I'm looking forward to playing them again. I know they're coming for blood. I don't know how Nick, my athletic director, swung it, but we're playing them at home again, which I'm excited about. It's a little harder playing in Akron, which we've done in the past. And then on top of that, we have all the normals like Crestview, Boardman, Fitch, East Liverpool. That's right. We added them. And I'll tell you right now, Mineral Ridge is another team. We've seen them preseason so far. I personally haven't, but my assistant coaches have. Mineral Ridge is tearing it up. They're playing extremely well right now. So, in the Division IV land, I think they're going to be the team to compete with.
Well, they're bringing back one of the best setters in the area, and Samantha Allett for her senior year. So I no shocker there in what we're seeing out of Mineral Ridge. When you say, obviously you're playing Archbishop Hoban, but all those other teams you mentioned are all local. What's it like for a coach to not have to travel too far to find really good volleyball to play and test yourself against?
We were Division III for the longest time. We went up to Division II, I think, after the new schools built, maybe 2015, 16. So it's always nice having these bigger schools around us so we don't have to travel out there. It actually helps. I have no problem playing bigger schools. I've often said that, I don't care what my record is at the end of the season. You're doing this to get stronger for playoffs. But yeah, it is a nice thing to have these schools around us that, and I'm thankful that they're willing to play us. It helps us get stronger and get prepared for playoffs.
You're one of the guys that has consistently come back to coaching, no matter what the adversity is or what kind of things you have to go through every year. What is it about this sport that keeps you coming back to Girard and keeps you coming back to coaching it?
It's the kids. You know what? If you get a group of kids to believe in you, that believe in the program, that believe in the sport, it makes it all worthwhile. We've had a run of great luck, over the past 23, 24 years. Great kids, great parents. It's just been fun doing it. I think once you lose that, I think, a lot of times coaches lose the interest or, in doing this, but we've been very fortunate at Girard. We've had a bunch of great players. We've had a bunch of great kids, and it's been kind of a fun run.
You guys have one of the best atmospheres as well. That gym, I don't know what it is about the student body at Girard, but they get into volleyball. They're rocking with you guys. What's that like to see volleyball, especially in the school system at Girard, get its due and to get the support from the school?
It's second to none. Time was when we started off, it wasn't always that way, but it slowly has, generated a lot more interest. I think what you guys do at YSN has also helped this too. I mean, I can't say enough about, the broadcasting of games and the amount of time you guys have put to the sport. It has really helped us grow. In the eyes of our, our areas, our local areas, and even more than that, even bigger. I appreciate what you guys done. I was going to save that for later, but I guess I'd throw that in there right there because it's pretty much the same thing.
You help us get out there with the YSN award that you give out to your players. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have the another year of those awards given out to your players. But that's not the only weekly award you give out. I wanted to ask you about these weekly awards that you give out to your players that we see on the bulletin board every time we come out to Girard. Where did that start, and how much have you seen that really impact not just your players, but team culture, team chemistry, and the drive to get through a really long volleyball season?
This started with my junior high coach, who has since retired. He's been retired now for about 15 years, I think 10 or 15 years. Greg May. He used to run the offensive, defensive, and hustle awards. And I adopted it when I took over the program back in 2000 because I thought it was a great way to promote the kids week to week. And it's not necessarily a numbers thing. I'm not looking for, who had the most kills, who had the most digs. I'm looking for improvements, and it's a great way to promote the kids within the sport and also, give them something to fight for. And then when we do get those televised games, they also do they do appreciate that Anthony Hartwig award. They look forward to that, and I pass that out at the banquet at the end of the year. Want give them the picture with the award. But it's more of a week to week thing that we try to just help the kids get more into the game.
Coach, one of the things I want to make sure we get you from before we let you go is the coaching staff and the people that are helping you out this year. I want you to go over all the people behind the scenes of this Girard volleyball program that are making it what it is this season.
At the junior high, Emily Skarnecki, we actually are, just like everybody else, we're struggling to find coaches. It's right now we brought back another coach. Actually, Nicole Luckland, sorry, she's my JV coach. She's been with me for 3 or 4 years. Emily Skarnecki has been with me for a while with the junior high. And then we just brought back another coach who has been away for a while, which is I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to get back with you on that. I can't remember her name at this point.
You said like a lot of people that are struggling to find coaches. So it brings up an interesting question. Obviously, you're graduating seniors, 6 of them last year. They're all doing really good things right now. But if you had to pick one of them in the next couple of years that you think might make a good coach, if you had the pleasure to bring them back to coach, which one of those 6 seniors do you think would be the top candidate to come back and be a coach of the Girard volleyball program?
Are you talking about the ones that just graduated or my seniors this year?
The seniors that graduated last year.
Okay, Lauren Pallone, without a doubt. Just the experience and the knowledge of the game that she has, I think she would be invaluable to any program.
We'd be happy to get that back into the area because this is the first year in a long time that we're not going to have a Pallone on the volleyball scene. Because before Lauren, there was her sister. So we'd love to get Pallone back in the volleyball world in the area. She's doing great things, and that family is as well. Last question before we let you go, I want you to give me one top strength of this team, and then one thing you think this team needs to get a lot better at as the season goes on.
Our offense is pretty strong, still needs a little work, but our defense, we have got to get faster. We have got to jump quicker, and we got to keep more balls in play. From what little I saw, thank God one of our team camps was out at Cedar Point, so I was able to watch online. But it's defense, and we've done a good job of shaping that over the course of the preseason and season. So I'm excited, for that challenge as well.
Coach, give the Girard faithful a shout out on to when your first game is and when the first time they can come see the Lady Indians play on the volleyball court.
I believe, oh boy, we were supposed to open up with Canfield, but we just changed it because Canfield had a conflict. I believe it's on the 22nd and it's at home. I'd be lying if I said I remember who it was. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I was all prepared to take on Canfield right from the get, but we just changed that matter of a couple of days ago.
I think I got you, Coach. It is the 22nd, and you are at Boardman.
At Boardman, yeah, I guess it is. I thought it was home.
I will be there, so you'll have if you win, you'll have a YSN award.
All right, let's hope.
All right, so we'll see you at Boardman on the 22nd, Coach. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck this season, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Hey, and thanks for all you guys do.